What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another video on this channel. Now this is going to be a quote-unquote sad video, but to be honest, not really. As we can see, the 25k account, I blew it, hitting the max loss, which is okay because we're following our funded blueprint guide. We're risking a lot more but keeping our strategy the same, basically. So if you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend it. I'm not going to be explaining it here. The good news is we ended up purchasing another 25k account because Blue Guardian was running a 40% savings sale for their 25 or 10k accounts. We went and purchased a 25k account. Now, what the thing about this that sucks is that Blue Guardian has some of the worst spreads, slippage, and commissions ever, which is just not good. This trade that I was supposed to take today, so this $174 loss, was supposed to be actually $40 in profit because I moved my stop loss to break even. Not even break even, $40 in profit, risking 3%, which is, a lot. And so it slipped me and hit $174, which is around 0.5%. And then with the, I guess, some other trade around here or with commissions or whatnot, it brought me down to 1.1%, which the only reason why I'm sticking with Blue Guardian right now is because they have the sales running. They also are a medium-sized company. That means that they're a little bit more trustworthy than the newer ones. If any of the bigger companies decides to run sales, I am kicking Blue Guardian to the ditch. This company is not it. I don't think you should be putting your hard-earned money behind this company because of their slippage, because of their spreads, because of their high commissions. They say they have raw spreads, but it's not. So we're going to go over some of the trades I took today. So before that, we'll go over the slippage that I'm talking about here. So you can see I entered on USD CAD right up here. I went for a short position, came down, moved my stops to break even. My stops were up here. And then I moved my stops somewhere down here. I think you can see my stop loss is 37781, so it'll be 781. So this would be my stop loss. Right here is my stop loss. And you can see it took me out, if we just hover over it, it took me at 1.37796. So they basically slipped me. If I was to have been taken out of that position, I would have ate some of the commissions and probably would have lost only like $40 or something like that. It is what it is. You can't win with all funding companies, and you just got to do your research and put your trust behind them. But let's just go over the trades that I took today. And just an update on the funded account. I am unfortunately down 0.5%, which is okay, it's not bad. On that funded account, I was up $300, but instead of me cashing out that 300, I'm like, let me risk this 300 to see if we can at least get up to 500. That way I can withdraw and use that 500 to purchase more accounts. So basically using the 300 as a buffer zone, which is good because if I was to have cashed out my money now, yeah, I would have had $300. I would have had no buffer and I'd probably be down on the account around 2% or so. So I'm kind of saving myself long term, if that makes sense. All right, let's get on to this trade. So coming into USD CAD, I always do this. I always check the 4-hour and 1-hour time frame, and I'm looking for areas of support and resistance. We can see that this level of resistance has been respected in the past, and we're looking for it to respect it again in the present. So we can see we had some nice rejections off of this zone. And so coming back into it, yesterday we also had a rejection. It wasn't as nice, but it was a rejection nonetheless. Coming down to the 5-minute, what I saw was on the 5-minute, we had a break of structure to the downside, and we had a gap attached to it with an order block that we can take our trade off of. And so that's where I entered. I entered off of this order block right here. This order block matched with this, gap or fair value gap, and we'll tap into this thing. And all I was aiming for on this new challenge account was around a 1 to 2.65, 1 to 3, because then that would be around 9%, and I would have passed the account. But you can see what happened. Price ended up reversing and then took us out, took some liquidity out on the top side, and then continued the move to the downside. So I was basically right in direction, wrong in timing. This was actually, in my books, an A+ setup. Everything aligned perfectly. Maybe to some smart money concept traders or ICT style traders, they would have noticed a liquidity pool up here and then it being taken out. I think what I should have done was have my stops a bit tighter. That way I could have hit this 1 to 3 a lot quicker because my trading style is a little bit different. I try to aim for like lower stop loss levels and higher risk reward, whereas ICT or SMC style traders would look to take, have their stop loss all the way up here and then look for areas of liquidity down here to aim for. But nonetheless, I think I had a perfect trade opportunity here and I decided to execute. So now that was for that 25K account. And now for my funded account, same thing. I took it on Euro USD. So coming into the 4-hour zone, we can see that price came all the way down, broke through all these support levels and came down to this support level, which we can see has been respected in the past multiple times. We can see it bounced off, bounced off, bounced off, and it's a 4-hour support. It's not like a 15-minute or an hourly support where price could easily just bounce through and continue to move to the downside. And we are like overextended to the downside, if that makes any sense, right? We can see that price is clearly exhausted all the way down to the downside. We've taken all liquidity points down to the downside. Now what we have is a huge imbalance up here and some liquidity sitting up here. So what I did is I went on the 5-minute and then I noticed a level of support being formed. So I noticed that price came 3 times and was unable to break this level, and I decided to execute taking this buy order. But that wasn't the only confirmation that I had. If we hop onto AUD USD, there was a level over here that AUD USD was respecting off of. I was actually going to take AUD USD over here, but it never ended up coming. But as soon as I saw it starting to bounce and go on up, I'm like, you know what, I'll put trust into Euro USD. USD CAD also was pushing to the downside. So as USD CAD goes down, Euro USD will go up. USD CAD becoming weaker, went on Euro USD and then decided to hop in. And we can see we went into profit like pretty well. I was aiming for a 1 to 3, a simple 1 to 3 on this, and then price just reversed, stopped us out, and then continued on up to our direction. It is what it is. We followed our strategy. We followed our trading plan. We executed. We set our stop loss. We set our take profit. We had designated areas. We've done everything we can in our position, and the market's decided to do what it needs to do. So you can't win 100% of the trades. So you know what, with these losses, I actually accept them because I followed everything to the best of my abilities. And trust me when I say that I followed my trading plan well, I actually did. So I'm pretty proud of myself on that. I was patient with these setups and I followed my trading plan, and this was the result and outcome, and I can't complain. So it was a good trading day for me. I learned a lot. But yeah, so breached the 25K account, bought a new 25K account, down around 0.5% on my funded account. So let's see what happens. I'll bring you guys back with another update. I think I'm gonna not record a series on the new 25K challenge. I'm only gonna record when I pass it and how I passed it, but I'm not gonna record a whole entire series of it. So yeah, I'll see you guys all next time. Take care and goodbye.